Today we're going to be looking a little bit more into trend lines and scatter plots, and our essential question is how can you make predictions using a scatter plot? And first I want to review what we learned on the previous notes. We learned about direction and strength, and so here we can say in these first three we're going to look at direction. I know the first one is going to be positive association, then because it's positive because our trend line is going up as a positive slope. And so we can put positive association for that one. For the next one, our trend line is going to go down, so we know it is a negative association. And then the last one, we have no association. There's no pattern on this one, so we can't really say that our trend line is going up or down. And so those are the three types of directions that we can identify our scatter plots. The next one is the strength. And so for the first one, if we look at this, we can tell that it's kind of going down because there's nothing here or here. So here we have a weak negative, right? So we can say that this is a weak. But here, since all the points are really close together to that trend line, this is going to be a strong. And obviously we have something in between that is going to be moderate, right? I do want to talk about the form. There's two forms. The first form is a linear form. That's when the data points on a scatter plot form a line and the relationship is described as a linear association. Okay, so here are some examples. Like here, if I put my trend line on this graph, I can tell that they're all going down in a straight line. And here, so this would be like I guess, a moderate positive, or sorry, moderate negative because we're going down. And we have these points over here. Okay. The next one, here we have a positive, and I would say that's a strong positive. And so we would have a linear strong positive on this one right here. Okay. The other type of form is a nonlinear. So if it's nonlinear, then that means that it doesn't look like a line. So it's when the data points on a scatter plot, they follow a curved pattern, and the relationship is described as a nonlinear association. So here, we can see that we have a scatter plot, but when I put my trend line, I can't say that it goes like this, right? Because it goes kind of like a upside down U, right? And that's not straight line, so that's why we call it non-linear. Okay. For the next one, here, so here we have like I guess like a half a U, like that. We can make a prediction that this will keep going down like that, right? So here, you see this is not a straight line, so we can't say that it's a linear. So we have to say that it's non-linear, okay? And here it would be like a strong non-linear relationship. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and look at making predictions. We are going to use our trend line, and so we're going to use that to make predictions on our graph data on a scatter plot. Okay. So let's look at the first question. It says, the scatter plot shows the relationship between the daily high temperature and the number of snow cones sold at a concession stand on that day. Draw a line, then predict how many snow cones will be sold that day when the high temperature is 82 degrees, 100 degrees, 95, and 75 degrees. Okay, so here we're going to make our trend line, and everyone's trend line is going to be different, right? Because some of you might put it like this, or some of you might put it over here or over here, but generally we have the same positive, a moderate positive relationship here, association. So at 82 degrees, here's my temperatures, and here are my numbers of snow cones sold. And so for each one, we're going to see how many snow cones we sold, and we're going to use a trend line. Okay, so at 82 degrees, we can say that 82 degrees, well, I guess this would be like 85. So somewhere over here, right? So if I go up to that trend line, my number sold will be around 45. So we can say that it's around 45 snow cones that we're going to sell. Okay. If we look at 100 degrees, so if we make a prediction at 100 degrees, it's going to be right here, right? We go all the way up to the trend line. We can say that we're going to sell a little bit over 100, so I'm just going to go ahead and put 100 snow cones. Okay. At 95, let's see, 95 would be right in the middle between a 90 and 100. So right here. And then a little less than 90, but we can go ahead and make it 90. Okay, 90 snow cones. See, all of this is just predictions, right? You want to get to the closest one. Okay, and then 75 degrees would be around here. It's a little less than 30, so we can put like 37 maybe. Sorry, not 37, 27, below 30. And then all of these will be just, some of you will have different numbers, but everyone will be in the same range because we are making a prediction. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the next one. So let's predict the number of sales when the temperature is 21 degrees Celsius. So first you have to make your trend line. Actually, let's put it this way a little bit more. There we go. And notice I didn't start from down here because that's not going to help us. You gotta kind of predict before and after. Okay. So 21 degrees Celsius is going to be right here. Right. Let's put in black. 21. And then let's go up. And our Y value is going to be a little bit over $450. So let's put $460. So when it's 21 degrees Celsius, we're going to have a sales of $460. Okay. Let's do our last one. It says, use the scatter plot to predict the LDL level of a person who exercises 14 hours. And if you don't know what LDL level is, that is kind of like the bad cholesterol that you have in your body. Okay. So we're gonna look at this graph right here. We can tell that it's not gonna be a linear. It's kind of gonna be a kind of like the second one that we did when we went back. Let's go back to. It's kind of going to be like this graph right there. Okay. It's non-linear. And let's see, a person who exercises 14 hours a day. So let's look at 14. Here, this is the hours because that's what it says right there. And this is the LDL level. And so for 14 hours, it's going to be right here. And if we go straight over, it's going to be a little bit over 80. So let's go ahead and put 80, 82, 80, 81. So the LDL level for a person who exercises 14 hours a day, or actually I guess it would be a week, right? Because that's a long time for a day. For 14 hours is 82.